The 1970s was perhaps the best decade for music. You had acts like Pink Floyd, Fleetwood Mac, David Bowie, and Elton John. But there was one group to rule them all. Think. Formed in 1971, Think was the brainchild of Bobby Susser and Lou Stallman. Bobby Susser is best known as a children's songwriter with albums such as Growing Up with a Song, Animals at the Zoo, and Whoa. Stallman was also a children's songwriter, but also wrote songs for acts like Perry Como and the Royalettes. The group had one LP out, it was called Encounter, and it mostly featured a bunch of spoken word conversations used for educational purposes. But on this album was the song Once You Understand. The song was mostly a spoken word piece. It featured some light instrumentals in the background while the tune Things Get a Little Bit Easier Once You Understand played throughout the whole song.
Things get a little easier once you understand.
Now, over this was a dialogue between parents and their teenagers. It would basically just be parents fighting with their kids about something, whether it's staying out late or joining a band or going to a certain neighborhood. Then there's also this one where the son seemingly dunks on the mom pretty hard.
Where are you going now?
To my friend's house.
Don't you have things to do in the house? Don't you have any homework? Why don't you sit down and read a book?
Oh, Mom.
Don't oh, Mom. You're wasting your life away with foolish things.
What are you talking about? How about your bridge club and your ladies groups and your parties and your daytime programs? What about all that?
That's different.
I'm still confused whether the song's trying to make the point that parents are too strict or kids don't understand. It never really clarifies who should understand throughout the song, who should be learning. It's very vague for a song that's supposed to be educational. Now finally we make our way to the end of the song. The music fades out, and you hear a police officer talking to a father. He starts informing him that his son has died of an overdose, and the music cuts off and then the father starts crying. Now in the background the vocal line comes back, but this time it's a lot more somber. Take a listen.
Mr. Cook,
Yes?
do you have a son named Robert? Robert Cook, age 17.
Yes.
I'm sorry, Mr. Cook. You better come down to the station house. Your son is dead.
Dead? How?
He died of an overdose.
Oh my God.
Things get a little easier once you understand. Things get a little easier once you understand. Things get a little easier once you understand.
Ooh boy, this song sucks, man. I don't even understand what point it's trying to draw, if it's trying to say that the dad pushed the kid too hard, or the kid should have listened to his dad. The song's unclear, it doesn't make sense, it sounds pretty chilling, but I don't know the message I'm supposed to draw from here. Who is supposed to understand? What gets easier when you understand? These things aren't clear in the song. Now, I understand that picking on a song essentially meant for kids is really low-hanging fruit. It sounds like something that's shown in a middle school drug prevention class. But the strange part about this song is, it charted pretty well. It first hit the charts on December 4th, 1971, and it spent 10 weeks in the top 100, including 5 in the top 40. It peaked at number 23 for 2 weeks in January 1972, above Black Dog by Led Zeppelin, which peaked at 27. The song had been banned in some parts of the country because of its references to drugs, but this ban was lifted in 1974 and was re-released. The song didn't crack the top 40 this time, but it did peak at number 53 on April 20th, ironically enough. What's really strange about this song is the lack of information on the internet. You can find information about the two members individually, but really not much about this group, the album, the track itself. A lot of the information I found from this video didn't come from Wikipedia. It came from a lot of forum posts or YouTube comments that people had spread throughout the internet. I found one cover of the song by a group called Lily Fields and the Family. It's a funk or soul rendition of the song. The conversation's a lot more livelier. It's just a better track overall. And plus, it doesn't end with a dad crying alone for like 30 seconds.
I don't like the people that hang around the corners. They're just like our corners. I can't stop living because crime is so bad. You better call your politician and tell him to come clean up these streets. Well, honey, it's you I worry about. Ma, you just don't trust me. If I stay home, then you worry about the boy I'm with. If I go out, then you're afraid I might get into something. Things get a little easier once you understand.
Anyway, that's my piece on perhaps the worst song ever made. It's unenjoyable. It's not really that catchy. It's repetitive. The morals are confusing. And it's just really, really corny.